Hey guys, I'm Zennifer and welcome to my cooking channel, with no name. So, PewDiePie showed us how to make Swedish meatballs, so I thought I'd return the favor and show him how to make proper American meatballs. So this is going to be a step-by-step process showing you how to make the best American meatballs with one of the best recipes. So, of course you're going to need a bowl and you need about half a pound of meat, or a full pound of meat, sorry. But you're only going to use about a quarter of it. So, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take about a quarter, like I said. Just really grab chunks and just throw it on into that bowl. That's really all you got to do for this first step. It's really easy. Let's get a couple more chunks in there. It doesn't matter. It's all going to get shredded up in the end anyway. But yeah, like I said, we're only going to use maybe about a third of this hamburger since we're just doing a demonstration anyway. Alright, let's grab these little bit of stragglers here. Get a little bit more in there. Alright, so our hands are nice and dirty. That looks good though. Alright, now it's time for some substance. I've gone ahead and used a McDonald's cheeseburger here. I'm only going to use about half since we're only using about a quarter meat. You know, this will add more meat, also add flavor in there. Now, we don't need any breadcrumbs or anything since we've already got buns on here. Just go ahead and toss it in there. We'll go ahead and set this aside for later. We can eat it, or, you know, whatever. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and start mixing it up. Don't be afraid to really get in there and just kind of grind it up with your hands. We want it all to be very well mixed together. You really want that cheese and those preservatives to just really blend in with the beef. You want it to be one continuous thing. I think that's looking about good. You know, it's all mixed up pretty well. That bun can be shredded later. Don't worry about it. Ooh, we got icky hands, but don't worry, we can wash those. Alright, now I think it's time for some salt and pepper. Let's go ahead and add just a tiny bit of pepper if we can. There we go, that looks good. Let's close that. Alright, time for some salt as well. Now I'm using Morton's salt. That's the good stuff, in my opinion. But you can use whatever you find around the house. Alright, just go ahead and close that as well. There we go. We still need to add a few more seasonings. You can add whatever you feel will improve the flavor of this already magnificent looking dish, but I'm going to stick to classic American ingredients. Now what I'm using here is a hint of 20 gauge buckshot, a dash of copper plated hollow point 22s, and a sprinkle of 243 Winchesters. Now, when cooked, these three ingredients will bring out that extra flavor in the meat, and they'll add a little bit something of their own. A little bit of zing, a little bit of zest. Now, alright, now we need to start mixing those together, you know, really blend those in with the meat and the other things we've added. Alright, I think that looks good. Now, before we can start making our meatballs, we need to add one last ingredient, and instead of butter, we're going to use Pam. Now, you can use this ingredient for everything, so we're going to go ahead and just spray it all in our meat, and we're also going to spray our pan with it. Grease it up a little bit. Look at that beautiful texture. Alright, now we can actually start making our meatballs. Now, you want to make these about maybe... You don't want to make them too big, but you don't want to make them too small. Some of them are already kind of clumped together in the bowl, and maybe you can take that as a point of reference. But the bigger you make them, the longer they're going to have to cook. And you don't want that. You want your stuff now. We need instant gratification here. So, we're going to make about maybe 6 to 10 of these. But when you do it yourself, you're probably going to want to repeat the recipe about 6 to 8 times. That way you get enough for yourself to get a proper American serving. This, we're only making a few here for a demonstration. Alright, so once you've got your meatballs and you're done with your bowl, go ahead and sit it in the sink. We don't want to be messy, right? Alright, so we got about 9 meatballs, and we're going to grab a couple, and we're going to take them over here and put them in the deep fryer. Now, you want to heat your deep fryer to about 350 degrees, and we're going to cook them for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, depending. It really depends on the size of your meatballs, how long you cook them. But we're going to do 5 to 10 minutes here to cook them all the way through, get a really good flavor mixed with that oil, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so once you put them in there, you got a towel. You don't need that anymore. Just kind of clean your hands, they're nasty. Turn that thing all the way up and dip those bad boys in there. And make sure to put that top on there so you don't get splashed with oil, because that always sucks. So while those guys are cooking, we're going to go ahead and heat our pan up to about low temperature. We're going to take our main ingredient, Duke's mayonnaise, one of the best. Make sure you use Duke's in this recipe. Now, we're only going to take a small teaspoonful and just get a big old dollop in there. Alright, yeah, that's alright. Come on, man, put it in the pot. Let's go. There you go. Toss it in there and just get that stuff off the spoon. It likes to stick. You don't need too much, but you want to get, okay, a little bit more than that. That works. That's great. Perfect right there. Alright. Just put the top on that. Move it over there. Now, it's too clumpy. We need a liquid. Mountain Dew. If you're in the South, best. You can substitute Coca-Cola or Sprite, whatever you want, but Mountain Dew works best for me. Alright, that's a good amount. Alright, so now we're ready to grab our spoon and start mixing it up. Now, you really want to get those curds out of there. You don't want this. You want a nice milky texture, just smooth all the way through. Just really dig in there, kind of squash some of those if you can, and then just mix it up, you know, move them around. Get them, you want to heat them up so that way they melt. Look at that, it's already taking shape. I think we could drink this right now. But we're not going to, we're going to save it for the meatballs. That's where it's the most delicious, that's where it really, really shines. Alright, so I think we're about finished with our sauce here. Let's go ahead and get what we can off the spoon. That looks so delicious right now. I cannot wait to try this. Alright, so this boy should be done. Let's go ahead and take him out of there. Look at that. Beautiful brown color. Some of them even turned a little bit red. That's what you want. That is great. Alright, go ahead and unplug your fryer. You don't want to start a house fire. That would really suck. Not worth it. Alright, now, you grab your plate. Really, you should be putting them on a paper towel to drain some of that oil off them, but we're in America. We don't care. Alright, so go ahead and dump them on there, but be careful. Try not to drop any on the floor. These are delicious. You don't want to waste any of them. Or if you do, maybe you can give them to your dog if you have one. He'll love them too. It's a recipe for anybody. Cover that back up. Just keep things nice and neat. Alright, bring it over here. I don't know where I'm going. Bring it over here. Put it on the stove. And now it's time to take our sauce, which looks delicious, by the way. Make sure you turn the heat off. Let's go ahead and shake it up a little bit more. Waft it into your face. Smell it. Smell it. It smells delicious. Oh, oh God. Oh, I think I've been a toxic gas. Oh, jeez. Don't smell it. Don't smell it. Just pour it on your meatballs and let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this beautiful saucy meal ready to eat. Alright, so I found this willing volunteer. He's going to try one of the meatballs and just tell us how wonderful it tastes. Alright, so he's got the small one, covered in sauce. Alright, and look at that. A beautiful smile. He says it's the best he's ever had. Best meatball ever. I think we did a good job here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. That's a thumbs up right there. Alright, so now it's our turn to try one. Let's grab this one. Shake up a little bit of that sauce. You don't want to overpower it. Take a big old bite. That is good. Delicious. It's so good. We are gonna eat the whole plate.